of his brother, what the family is hoping for from the judge.
Plus, what San Antonio leaders are saying this morning about Project Marvel, the Spurs arena, after yet another day of heated discussions.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
All right, good morning, everyone out there, as we start our 6 o'clock hour, and welcome back to school, all of our folks for Comal ISD.
Yes, and those of you who are up with us this morning after being at that Together for Texas concert benefit, hey, thank you for watching us. And again, thank you for all that you contributed, because that total woke up this morning, it was a beautiful amount. I think nearly $500,000.
What?
Yeah,
so
impressive
good time.
stuff.
Yeah,
for
good
sure.
music, good comedy, fun, and
Good temperatures on the inside.
Yeah, inside indoor
Tobin
venue.
Center.
Tobin's always nice and cool, and the outside not so much. I was walking across one of those blacktop parking lots yesterday, and I think I was cooking. It was so hot, 101 yesterday again. Second day in a row, but we'll see some relief today. Here's your bus stop forecast. If you're heading to the bus stop this morning, or walking to school, or just riding along with your parents, no issues. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s. It is humid, but we don't have any rain out there. It's not until we get into the after-school hours that we may start to see some storms developing. So know that car line today, or that bus ride home, even the evening commute, could feature some rain. There's about a 40% chance of that. Temperatures will still be warm, 97 the forecast time. Let me show you the future radar, and this is the latest data coming in. And I'm going to fast forward all the way to 3 p.m. And this is where we start to see some of that energy coming out of Northeast Texas, and we start to see some of these spotty downpours. Now, again, it won't be for everyone, but I think the radar will get fairly active into the afternoon and evening. Just be prepared, have an umbrella with you, and know that there could be some slowdowns on the roads if the rain does come down, because we know how things go here in San Antonio when we have wet roads. 40% chance coming up tomorrow, 60% chance on Thursday. So if you miss out today, there are more opportunities ahead. All right, RJ, what's going on the roads this morning?
Okay, that one camera was kind of freaking out on this there a little bit. All right, you know what? Our correspondent on the ground here, Justin Horn, has confirmed that this is actually going to be our traffic's going westbound there. So that's the 1604 exit. But again, UTSA Boulevard coming off of I-10 East, that is now closed for the foreseeable future as they get ready to open up that brand new flyover ramp on the far northwest side of town. I know a lot of folks are looking forward to that. As far as overnight construction, this particular spot, you don't usually see this on 1604 headed in this one direction. This is going to be our eastbound traffic, westbound traffic on 1604 headed towards Live Oak. That's actually Pat Booker right there. So we are seeing some delays. Not too sure exactly if there's a stalled vehicle there, some potential accident, but we'll keep an eye on that situation. Either way, if you're going on 1604 west by Pat Booker, keep that one in mind. And we have cleared out the overnight construction right here. 1604 for all of our drivers headed north on Babcock right there by Brandeis High School and the main UTSA campus. So we will continue to keep an eye on the situation and get you some more details as we make our way along again. And then we will also give you a look at Comal ISD and check out some of the roads that might be impacting your traffic later on today.
Happening today, we got a 13-year-old boy who will appear in court accused of accidentally shooting his 8-year-old brother last month. Yeah,
a lot of folks talking about this story this morning. His family's asking the judge to release him before school starts. And the judge apologized, though, that the boy wasn't allowed to attend that funeral. Now, strict rules are in place if he is released, including counseling and a home search. The investigation, though, is still ongoing. This is a story that we will be following closely today. We will bring you the latest in our later newscast and also online, KSAT.com.
Also, after years of delays and appeals, the man accused of killing a 75-year-old San Antonio woman, you see her right there, that man will go on trial. Her name was Paula Boyd, and she was found dead in her apartment back in October of 2015. Investigators say that she was beaten, strangled, sexually assaulted, and then robbed, and they blame that man that you just saw, R.C. Curtis. He was charged with capital murder in 2016 and then went on trial in 2021, but that ended in a mistrial. Well, the retrial begins tomorrow. We will live stream the case from start to finish on all of our digital platforms.
All right, the latest drama here. San Antonio leaders will make a big decision this week. Will they call a timeout or move forward with a new deal on the brand new Spurs arena? This is a conversation that continues to spark debate between San Antonio City Council members and Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones. City staff and the Spurs have hammered out a tentative set of terms for a funding plan. Now the ball is in the City Council's court. Last week, most members wanted to push ahead, but the mayor has repeatedly says that she wants to pause on some of those term sheet negotiations. She wants an independent economic impact study that would look at how the project would impact the city of San Antonio, and she wants to hear from the community and get their feedback before the city approves any terms. Earlier this month, though, Mayor Jones was in the minority. It's unclear if she's brought any other council members to her side, but we know that she's been urging her online followers to contact their council members about the project. This is what she had to say during a news conference yesterday.
People haven't explained why anything is needed by the 21st. I'm also very shocked that folks would want to move forward on this absent hearing from their constituents. I think their constituents are going to have something to say about $489 million.
All we're doing right now, and what the majority of us want, is for the details in this term sheet to be finalized and made public, because the citizens deserve to know exactly what they're voting for when they go to the polls in November.
Okay, so that was Councilman Mark White right there. The $489 million that the mayor is referencing would cover just the city's portion of the funding. The county would give up to $311 million. That's a public vote. And another $500 million would come from the San Antonio Spurs. And they would also pay for the cost of overages in construction.
Taking a look at some of your morning headlines. Yesterday, President Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders at the White House, pushing for a face-to-face meeting between Zelensky and Vladimir Putin. While talks focused on peace, no ceasefire is currently in place and Russian attacks continue. Trump pledged U.S. support for Ukraine's security, but details still remain unclear. Trump also said he called Putin to set up a leaders' meeting between the two, but is still unsure about the details on when or where that could happen is unknown for now. Well, Texas Democrats are back in the state after a 2-week-long walkout. The Democrats fled the state to deny their Republican colleagues the chance to vote on redrawn congressional maps, which would have sent 5 more Texas Republicans to Washington. Lawmakers convened briefly yesterday afternoon. House Republican Speaker Dustin Burrows did not mention the issue on the floor, but he did call for swift action on the legislature's agenda, which includes redistricting. And the Justice Department is set to turn over records related to Jeffrey Epstein this week. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer says his panel should start receiving documents over on Friday. This comes after the committee subpoenaed the DOJ and set an August 19th deadline for the records. The panel also subpoenaed 10 witnesses to testify on the case. On Monday, former Attorney General Bill Barr appeared on Capitol Hill for his deposition. Committee Chair James Comer said Barr testified that Epstein died by suicide and there was no foul play. Jaffney?
All right. Thank you so much, Devin. Well, a man who is usually the one giving back, now the one in need. We're talking about a retired Marine and barber who transformed an RV to a mobile barbershop, and he uses it to give free haircuts to those in need, but unfortunately, it was stolen. It is called the Mobile Kings Barbershop, and it's owned by Keith Harris. He gives free haircuts to veterans like himself, kids from single-parent homes, and then people experiencing homelessness. And last week, Harris went to pick up his mobile barbershop from Devon's Storage, which is a chain storage facility, and the mobile barbershop was gone.
I took my own personal money and put it into this barbershop to give back to the community, and then, you know, it's kind of upsetting to see that someone took that from me.
Now, we aren't giving those specific address to Devon's Storage to avoid it from becoming a bigger target. But San Antonio police told us they are investigating what happened. Harris says the storage staff told him that the front gate to the facility had been broken for weeks. And we called Devon Storage's corporate office, and they told us that a supervisor would give us a call back. But Harris hopes to have his private property back by his next free haircut event that's happening in October.
Okay, you hear that sound and you know what that means. It is back to school, and today it is back to school for Comal ISD. That growing district is now up to 5 high schools. I cannot believe that. We've had a number of school districts start off their brand new school years in the past week or so. And we, of course, are wishing them all good luck from all of us here. Good morning, San Antonio. But let's talk about SAISD because they had a pretty big decision yesterday. Yesterday, board members unanimously approved a new cell phone ban policy. This follows a new state law that says that all districts across the state must ban cell phones in school. SAISD says that all communication devices are no longer allowed to be used during the entire school day. That includes lunchtime and passing periods. The district says that students have to keep their phones on silent and out of sight.
Right outside with live cam at 6:09, 79 degrees. Here's what we're watching. Some storms up across East Texas this morning. Some of that energy is going to be working down into our neck of the woods this afternoon. We've got scattered rain on the way. We'll show you the timing and how long it's going to stick around coming up.
Thank you very much, Justin. Well, how about this? $400,000. That is how much that you gave to the Together for Texas benefit concert. The highlights that you may have missed from a pretty extraordinary night.
Plus, we got a hair boutique owner trying to recover after losing her business to the Hill Country floods. What the real challenge is as she tries to rebuild.
Hey there, good morning, San Antonio. An Ingram business owner says it could be months before she can reopen her salon. Just 2 weeks after she had a grand opening, her hair boutique was washed away by the flood. And then she tells me her first focus was on helping her neighbors.
The two next to me were apartments.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Both of the couples that were in the two apartments came out alive. Minimal injury, lots of loss. They lost everything.
One of the things that I thought was kind of interesting is like the amount of money that's poured in, but how slowly it trickles down to the people who really need it.
You know, I wish I could speak more on that. I've had a few amazing people come through. Others I'm still waiting to hear from. Some I know that our information has been entered in. I'm a small business. Homes and people come first, which is expected. But on the flip side of that, this is my way of contributing, and this is how I make my bills. And I see lots and lots and lots happening. And I think with anything, it's just time. We're in a hurry because we want everything back. But there's no hurry up to this situation at all.
Now listen, she has applied for grants, but she's still waiting to hear from them. The Kerrville Chamber of Commerce has been helping businesses, but the money that they've been distributing has run out. You can head to KSAT.com to find out how to help.
All right. Thanks so much, Patty. Okay, so let's get to some good news real quick. And this is a part of all you guys, what you did. Nearly $500,000 raised to help the Hill Country right here in the heart of San Antonio. And last night at the Tobin Center, we had a benefit concert that brought singers, comedians, and Texans together.
Absolutely. An incredible night, all for a good cause. Proceeds going from the Tobin Center headed to the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund through Community Foundation. Now, if you were not able to watch it on KSAT 12, our Avery Everett brought us the best sights and sounds from the evening.
We're Texans, and this is what Texans do.
The title of this concert tonight is Together for Texas. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's Texas personified. It's the Hill Country personified. When our friends and neighbors need help, we step up.
What was July 4th supposed to be for you all?
It's supposed to be a celebration, an annual fundraiser for Arcadia Live. We're just a nonprofit theater. We're community hubs. And at 5:30, I got the phone call saying everything was gone.
To be here 6 weeks later with the Tobin, I mean, how does that feel?
Insane, honestly. The Tobin called me on Monday after 4th of July and said, we see y'all, we hear you, you're hurting.
It was hard to watch, and we felt it just like anybody else would from the Hill Country and anybody in Texas.
I have a good friend in our little city that lost a family, the whole family.
For most of July, it was walking around a funeral home where people were just gutted. So we're hoping that by doing some of these things, we can do some things that are fun.
So we we get to enjoy Lyle, we get to enjoy Fluffy, Los Lonely Boys, and then we, whatever donations come out of this to help our friends in the Hill Country.
We're all here for one basic reason, and just to support each other.
One of the people you just heard from is from the Arcadia Live Theater, and another person is from the Kerrville Folk Festival Foundation. Both of their mantras is that music is healing, and they're hoping to do more of that across the Hill Country in the coming weeks. They're starting a music series for people directly impacted by the flood. All of that information is on KSAT.com. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
All right, an incredible night there, obviously, for a great cause. And I've heard some great things about Fluffy's performance, Steve Trevino as well, a proud South Texan, representing as we get set to help our folks in the Hill Country. All right, 35 at Zarzamora. Traffic is moving along here on the southwest side of town. Good morning to our folks there. 37 at Houston East Side. Good morning to you all on this Tuesday. And Southeast Military on the southeast side. Traffic is moving along. But we do have a crash over on 1604 at O'Connor Road. This is going to be on the north side of town, or westbound traffic. That's going to be Bulverde. You see that we are already seeing a little bit of backups. Emerald Forest, I believe, is also in this one area. It looks like we maybe have a car that's kind of turning the opposite direction. So again, being reported as a crash. We are getting one main lane of traffic moving through that area, but 1604 west at O'Connor, we do have what looks like might be a potential delay there for our folks on the north side, northeast side of town. 1604 right here by Pat Booker. It's seen a little bit of backups here. Not exactly sure. This is not being reported by TxDOT as a stalled vehicle or any crash in this area. Our camera is just a still shot at the moment, but I'll continue to keep an eye on this situation. Let's go to Alex Gomez on this Tuesday morning and see how things are looking in Drive Cam. Alex?
RJ, good morning and happy Tuesday. Right now, I'm just north of downtown. Check out 281 North, right next to the quarry. This side of town so far is looking okay, but I'm going to make my way to that scene on the northeast side, 1604 in O'Connor. I'm going to see how that's impacting traffic and if it's any closer to being cleared out, RJ.
Okay, Alex, he's back with us on this Tuesday. Yes.
Back.
Good to hear from the Gomez.
Love hearing his voice,
Yeah.
man. It starts your day off on the right foot for sure.
He should be just your phone alarm.
Yes.
RJ, good morning. I love it.
Good try.
I love everything about it. All right, satellite picture and radar shows we've got some showers and storms up across east and northeast Texas. It's this little piece of energy that's going to move into our area later today, just based on the flow. So it should move towards San Antonio, and we'll get that lift going during the heating of the day. And so with that in mind, scattered showers and storms will be a possibility. Let me show you the futurecast. And noontime, if we're going to see any activity, it's probably going to be off to the east. But by 2, 3 o'clock, we start to see some of these pop-up downpours take shape. And then by 4, 5 o'clock, we could see quite a bit of activity on radar. That's not to say everyone's going to see rain, because you won't. It's a 40% chance or 40% coverage here. But if you do see one of these downpours, expect some brief heavy rain, some gusty winds, and maybe some minor street flooding, although everything will be moving at a pretty good clip. So we're not too worried about flooding, at least in a general sense. And then by 8 o'clock, a lot of this is starting to move down to the south and west, and we'll get a little bit of a break before more showers and storms arrive tomorrow. 80 at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 87. I do think it gets hot rather quickly, 95 at 1 o'clock, 97 at 2 p.m. But if we can get some rain in here, that will actually bring temperatures down some as we head into the late afternoon and evening hours, which we will absolutely take after yesterday's blazing hot day. 40% chance again tomorrow, 60% chance on Thursday. Thursday is still a day I'm looking at where I think we'll have our best coverage, and we'll have a weak frontal boundary, some good upper level energy, so all the ingredients are there. Even Friday, we'll see some lingering rain, 40% there, and then lower rain chances by the weekend. Here are your impacts. 1 to 2 inches in spots. Now we're talking cumulatively here over the next 3 days, but 1 to 2 inches for those who see a couple rounds of showers and storms. Flooding, if we see any at all, it'll be minor. I think we're talking some street flooding here, but we can see that here around San Antonio. And there will be some gusty winds with some of these storms, as I mentioned. So those are 3 things to watch. The evening commutes, after school practices, stuff like that too, could be effective. Rainfall potential, as I said, very hard to pinpoint where we may see some of the heaviest rain, but the highest chances I would say would be east of I-35, but it's just impossible to kind of pinpoint where some of these heavier downpours will show up. It's kind of the luck of the draw. 99 tomorrow, 94 Thursday, 94 Friday, with those chances of rain. So temperatures come down a little bit, but they do pop back up by the weekend because rain chances go down. And by Monday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies and a return to near 100. All right, our question this morning, kind of a random one, because my mind works in random ways. But my question to you is, which U.S. state has the lowest percentage of forested land, aka which state has the fewest trees? Is it Utah, Alaska, North Dakota, or Arizona? And it's a dead heat between North Dakota and Arizona. You can go to ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code, weigh in. We'll see who wins.
Go ahead.
I was like, I'm going to lean on the viewers, but y'all need to get it together, figure it out.
Oh, wow.
It's a dead heat, but full disclosure, go to Justin's Instagram account, and I think he will find the inspiration for this. Justin was taking a stroll through the park.
Amongst the trees, yes.
Yeah, it's hall monitor. Okay, here we go. 6:23, y'all. 79 degrees outside. Stay with us.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the family of Gabby Petito turning pain into purpose.
We're not residents of New Hampshire, but we stand with these families.
22-year-old Gabby Petito disappearing on a cross-country road trip with her fiancé, then found dead, murdered by the man she loved. Now, nearly 4 years after her tragic death, her family is helping raise awareness for the more than 130 missing and murdered persons cases that remain unsolved in the state of New Hampshire.
We had resolution in our case. Gabby was found, and there's a lot of families who don't have that resolution, and we feel that we can be a voice to help amplify those stories.
Not everybody gets the attention that she got. All of these families deserve the same thing that Gabby received.
And coming up at 7 a.m., Michael Strahan will have much more with Gabby Petito's family. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
6:30 on your Tuesday morning right now. Hope everybody is up and about, getting your breakfast ready, whatever you're doing, getting ready to school and all that good stuff. I never know when kids go to school anymore physically.
It's all these start times are staggered. I've been doing all this research on these start times, and ultimately I was just like, you know what, kids, the younger kids go early and the older kids go late. That's pretty much the way that I kind of,
back in my day,
that's my conclusion.
Back in my day, we used to go early and come home late.
Right?
It was like 7 to 4.
Well, I can speak for my older daughter who has track. She has to go early because they do track.
Practice
School.
Yeah,
so
that is
there's lots of stuff going on. They typically.
Is it better weather conditions when they practice earlier in the day?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I assume so.
Oh yeah.
The sun coming up, absolutely.
Better than those triple digits in the afternoon for sure. So hey, I want to show you a cool picture here. Skywatcher Oscar sent this in. He just alerted me of that. It is the trifecta this morning, the celestial trifecta. The three brightest objects on the left-hand side of the screen there. You can see the moon, Jupiter, and Venus. Pretty cool. Right here. Love seeing that stuff. Oscar always does a great job with it, so we appreciate it. If you want to go check it out, we still have mostly clear skies here in San Antonio right now, and he points out you can see it again tomorrow. All right, headlines. Scattered rain between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. today. Be on the lookout. It will have some impacts for us, some minor street flooding. There could be 1 to 2 inches with some of the heavier storms over the next few days. I don't think everyone's going to see that much rain, but we do want to alert you that that is a possibility. And when it comes to impacts, after school activities, evening commute could be affected. Again, it's going to be luck of the draw where some of these storms end up, but the possibility is there, about a 40% chance into the afternoon. 2 p.m., 97, probably where we peak. Temperature-wise, 96 at 4 o'clock, 94 at 6 p.m. And rain chances continue right on into tomorrow, with our best chance now being on Thursday. We'll take another look at the long-term forecast for you and the tropics too. That's all coming up in a couple minutes. Let's get over to RJ now and see how the morning commute is shaping up.
All right, thank you very much for that, Justin, and good morning to all of our folks out here on this Tuesday. Again, back to school day for Kamala ISD, and I promise we're going to show you some of the traffic in that area coming up in this next half hour. 410 WW White on the east side of town. Traffic is moving along there, but a couple different incidents I want to let you know about. 1604 over here at O'Connor Road. It looks like we had that one vehicle which was in the opposite direction. This is going to be our westbound westbound traffic, and you can see that traffic is starting to build out here. That's Bulverde Road, so that's going to be O'Connor right here, and we obviously have some emergency officials on the scene. Let's give you an update on another incident. This is going to be on the northeast side of town, and it actually looks like things are starting to clear out here. 35 northbound at Walsham Road, that's right by Roosevelt High School. We did have a delay here earlier, but it looks like for the most part, traffic has started to clear out on the near northeast side of town. Let's go to Alex right now in Drive Cam and see how things are looking on the ground. Alex, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Well, I did pass that scene over here on the far northeast side, 1604 West, right at O'Connor Road. And that car's still there. It's still looking the opposite way. So it's not in the clearing stages yet. And that backup could grow because there's no tow truck on scene. So right now the traffic is backed up 1604 westbound from O'Connor Road. Now it's back to Green Mountain Road. RJ.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what was the exit before O'Connor and Green Mountain. Alex is on the spot for us this morning in Drive Cam. Thank you, Alex.
The Bexar County Sheriff is calling this next case, quote, disgusting. Former Bexar County Deputy Clemente Lopez has been rearrested and indicted on 3 felony charges, including organized criminal activity and aggravated assault. Now, mind you, Lopez still facing a pending murder charge for the death of inmate Francisco Bazan, who investigators say was killed at the Bexar County Jail while Lopez worked there. And Lopez resigned from the job, and then after investigators say he admitted it to opening the jail cell door that led to the assault. He was released on bond, but now he's back in jail for new charges.
One of our other top stories this half hour, the Wilson County Auditor, a commissioner, and a local business owner have all been indicted for misusing county property, according to court papers obtained by KSAT 12. The auditor, her name is Brenda Trevino, is accused of overpaying for a semi-truck last year and selling a county road grader without an auction. Commissioner Jeffrey Pierdala and business owner Clinton Blake Wyatt are also named in this indictment. The investigation by the district attorney, Texas Rangers, and FBI led to these charges. Pierdala confirmed the indictment but said that he has no comment, calling some of those details inaccurate. Trevino, who is running for county judge, and Wyatt did not respond to any of our requests for comments.
For months, KSAT Investigates has looked into 2 personal care homes in a far north side neighborhood where residents have gathered footage of the operation, including this incident right here in June, where an elderly man found walking without shoes, showing obvious signs of medical distress. The owner of the home the man wandered away from was not happy to talk to our Dylan Collier.
You're not caring for elderly people in the homes?
Absolutely not. I am not doing anything illegal.
But are you caring for elderly people?
It's not your business. It's not mine. It's my business, not your business.
Not mine,
yeah, it's my business, not yours.
Okay.
There you go. Later today on the Night Beat, how the owner has gotten around state licensing requirements.
Well, yesterday, the Texas Senate hit the ground running, passing a batch of bills focused mainly on flood safety, a key part of the second special session agenda. This comes after the tragic July 4th floods claimed over 130 lives, including 27 young girls at Camp Mystic. Among the measures include some tougher safety rules for new camps, new flood warning systems, and funding for disaster relief. Lawmakers also tackled property tax limits, bans on certain hemp products, and even elections and crime laws. The Senate moved fast before adjourning, and there's more activity scheduled for later on this week. Well, on September 1st, a federal judge says by that date, he will rule on a lawsuit challenging a new state law requiring all public classrooms to post the 10 Commandments. More than a dozen families sued 11 school districts, including Alamo Heights and Northside here at home. They argue the law is unconstitutional and that religion should be taught at home. But supporters argue the 10 Commandments are part of U.S. history and promote good behavior. The new law is supposed to take effect on September 1st. This morning, the measles outbreak that erupted in West Texas is over. State health officials say no new cases have been reported in the counties that previously showed transmissions in more than 42 days. Calling the outbreak over suggests 2 incubation periods have passed without transmission. Since late January, Texas officials have confirmed at least 762 measles cases in Texas. Dozens of people were hospitalized, 2/3 of them children. 2 children died, the first measles fatalities in the U.S. in a decade. Across the country, more than 1,300 measles cases have been reported this year, the most in more than 3 decades. Jaffney?
All right, thank you so much, Devin. Okay, so check out this right here. This is the future look of your Texas ID, specifically speaking, this star that you see right there. Now, Texas rolling out a brand new look for the driver's license and identification cards. And that updated card comes with tougher security to help stop counterfeiters and better protect your identity. Now, again, they made from a tamper-resistant material and now feature a black star, which you saw right there in your upper right-hand corner. They meet real ID standards. But again, if you do not have that in your car, please do not freak out or anything. Don't worry. Of course, it's still good until your license hit that expiration.
Yes, a lot of folks talking about that there. Well, how about this? The U.S. State Department is cracking down hard on student visas, revoking over 6,000 this year alone. Now, 4,000 were pulled due to crimes like DUI and assault, and a few hundred for alleged terrorism ties. New rules require applicants to make their social media public for screening. Critics worry this could scare away international students, possibly cutting enrollment by 30 to 40%. Secretary Marco Rubio says that there's no constitutional right to a student visa. All right, how about this? 6 more states just got the green light to stop people from using SNAP benefits on junk food like soda and candy. Officials say it's all about helping folks eat healthier and fight diseases like diabetes. But some experts say this is not a real solution. It just limits what families can buy. And the problem is that healthy food is often too expensive or hard to find in many communities. Okay, patients in the U.S. can now get Ozempic for half the price if they pay in cash. Novo Nordisk, that is the maker of the diabetes drug, announced on Monday that U.S. patients can get a month's supply for just under $500. It typically carries a list price of around $1,000 a month. That deal is for those who pay for medications on their own and do not go through insurance. The move comes as President Donald Trump is pressuring drug makers to lower drug costs. He and lawmakers have called out popular but pricey GLP-1 drugs, which are used for diabetes and weight loss, noting that they are much more expensive in the U.S. than in any other country.
Right outside with live cam, it is 640, 79 degrees. We've got an active situation out in the Atlantic, of course, Hurricane Aaron, but a couple of waves behind that likely do develop into something. Where are they headed? We'll take a look coming up.
Thank you very much, Justin. Well, we've been telling you about an Ingram, a hair boutique there that suffered after the Hill Country floods. Our Patty Santos in studio showing us why the owner is prioritizing her community as she looks to rebuild.
Time right now, 6:44. An Ingram community volunteer spent the first 3 weeks after the flood helping her neighbors. Now her focus is on rebuilding her business and her livelihood. But she tells me she won't be back in her building for months.
I wanted to start off at the fire department.
Right.
Because you spent a lot of your time.
I did. The first 3 weeks of this. 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. This is where we met.
Yes.
The first day.
We are providing food, we have clothing. But when all this happened and I couldn't get to my business, that's the only thing I needed to do was to go and call our chief and say, what do you need? And she said, all hands on deck. I said, okay, I'm on my way.
AJ Nelson spent long days coordinating equipment, staff, and supplies at the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department.
This was the focus and being here for the community. And then eventually I had to step back and say, okay, I've got to start taking care of me and mine. And our chief was like, when are you going to take care of your stuff? So
here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
More than 40 days since the flood and cleanup.
All my hard work is now just a shell. This is what's left.
Only 4 walls of her boutique vintage hair company are left.
I remember thinking, oh my gosh, there's fish and cactus everywhere. And I was like, where is everything? How come the doors were closed, but nothing, like majority of my stuff was gone or flipped over, and it was wild.
The grand opening was 2 weeks prior to July 4th.
And AJ, you want to rebuild?
I do.
Your goal is to
right here
redo this again?
Right here. That's the hardest part is I'm a very hurry up, and the hurry up and wait it's getting me.
Yeah.
The community needs us back. We need to be back in here. I want to be able to have jobs open for these girls. I had a couple people that were inquiring when all this happened. I want to put people to work. I want to be able to bring the community in.
Her insurance did not cover this type of flood. She's starting from zero. Right now, she's waiting on grants, and it's taking a long time.
Going to work in somebody else's shop occasionally when I have a client or two call, I'm trying to work where I can. The paperwork, it's hard for me to ask for help when I see others that need so much more. But I also know I didn't lose my home, I didn't lose my children, I didn't lose my parents. We're very, very blessed. But I lost my way to support us. And it's not just my livelihood, it's 30 years of a career, all of my tools.
Now, she has gotten a lot of offers from people who want to donate tools and furniture, and she's grateful. But as you saw, she needs a building first, and she's hoping she can get to work by the start of the holiday season.
All right, thank you very much for that story, Patty. Doing a great job continuing our coverage out in the Hill Country. Let's take a look here. 35 Zaza motor traffic is moving along there on the south to southwest sides of town. Good morning to all of our folks over by Harlandale. Shout out to the Harlandale ISD, the Indians. All right, 1604 at O'Connor Road, still dealing with this backup. Basically, westbound traffic, 1604 from O'Connor Road all the way to Green Mountain. Still seeing that backup, still have that one vehicle which is facing the opposite direction. And we have a couple other incidents. One on 410 over by Culebra. That's going to be our northbound traffic right here on 410. And we also have northbound traffic right here at West Military Drive. That's going to be on the far west side off of 1604. All right, Kamel ISD, let's give you an update of what we got going on here. We are anticipating to see some pretty legitimate traffic over by 281 Piper High School off of 281 Timberwood Park. Smithson Valley, obviously off of Highway 46. That's the OG Kamel ISD school. Canyon Lake, the Hawks further up the road there. And we got Davenport, which is actually off of FM 3009. That kind of splits the entire district. And further out here to the east, Canyon High School, which is actually pretty close to New Braunfels ISD. I'm not sure why Canyon is Kamel, but maybe someone can reach out to me and explain that. But again, these 5 high schools expected to see a lot of traffic along 35 north and south, obviously FM 3009, 46, and also 281. So welcome back, Kamel ISD, to a brand new school year. Okay, let's go to Alex Gomez right now for a check of things on the ground. Alex, what's up?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Well, I put myself in that backup on the far northeast side. Check out 1604 westbound, right near O'Connor Road. So we had that crash and now traffic is backed up all the way to Green Mountain. I've already been sitting in this backup for at least 15 minutes and I haven't even reached the scene yet. So I'd give yourself maybe even 20, 25 minutes because we're barely in the clearing stages. And it's going to take a while for them to completely clear this out and open up that additional lane, RJ.
Okay, so just some good information for Alex, especially for all of our folks over Northeast ISD trying to make their way along 1604. Thank you very much, Alex.
Okay, let's jump into the tropics here. We've got to see what the latest is with Hurricane Erin. And you look at the satellite picture, she certainly does not look as healthy as she once was. This storm has gotten smaller and a little more ragged, so it looks like it's taking out some wind shear. Still, this is a big storm. It's still Category 3. Winds at 115 miles per hour. It's moving northwest at about 7. This is kind of veered a little bit out of the forecast path, but still looks like it will stay well east of the east coast of the United States. The problem with this, though, is that because this is a bigger storm, it's going to kick up just a ton of surf, and we could see 30-foot swells out in the Atlantic. And you can see it gets pretty close to the outer shores, the Outer Banks there of North Carolina. So 8 to 12 feet swells possible there. Flooding, there have been some evacuations. So again, while this isn't a direct hit, it is having some pretty significant impacts. And then it will move up into cooler waters by this weekend. Meantime, behind that, likely a developing storm here. This could be Ferdinand. Right now it's moving in the same direction as Erin, but once it gets to the islands, there's question about which way it goes. I think we still got to wait on that before we say definitively what will go on. And then another wave that just came off the coast of Africa, also showing some promise. So it is getting very active in the Atlantic, and these are all need to be watched, and we certainly will watch them for you. Okay, jumping into our forecast, nothing right now. It is clear as you walk out the door, but I would tell you go ahead and grab an umbrella now because you may need it later today. We're starting off in the upper 70s. It is humid, and that humidity will lead to some showers and storms. We've got a disturbance coming out of East Texas, and by 3 o'clock it should help to generate a few showers and storms, and then by say 5 o'clock have some pretty decent coverage of rain around the area. It's not to say everyone will get rain, but the odds of it are better than they have been. 40% today. And then by the evening hours, this will start to push south and west. So here's how I think it plays out hour by hour. 10 a.m. 87, noontime 93, 95 at 1 o'clock. 2 p.m. is when we may reach our high temperature, because then we start to add in these rain chances, 40%, roughly between 2 and 7 p.m. That's when I think the best rain chances will be. 40% chance tomorrow. Still hot though, 99. 94 Thursday, that's our best chance of rain, 60%. And then rain chances drop off a little bit Friday and more so this weekend. But the next several days, we could pick up some good rain, at least in spots. Good to see the rain back in the forecast. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning has to do with trees. My question to you was, which U.S. state has the lowest percentage of forested land, aka the fewest trees? Your choices were Utah, Alaska, North Dakota, and Arizona. The viewers have spoken, and North Dakota has now taken the lead.
I thought of North Dakota before you even asked the question.
I'm going D, Arizona.
Okay.
All right, RJ, finally, you get one wrong. It is North Dakota.
Okay, my streak does continue of getting these wrong.
Only about 2% of North Dakota is forested, with much of the state made up of the Great Plains. Low rainfall, extreme temperatures, and strong winds work against trees getting established there. By percentage, if you're curious, Maine is the most forested state at 89%.
All right, 6:52 right now, 79 degrees outside. We got an update on that traffic incident coming up after.
Welcome back to GMSA. Quick check of traffic here before we let you out the door. We do have a major crash on the westbound lanes of 1604 at O'Connor. Everything else across the city moving along. GMSA Plus will be with you guys in just a little bit.